Alright, good afternoon, guys. Just got off work. Filmed a video for you guys of my work. And then I can show people who always want to see what the basement looks like. Walking to my car now. I figured while I walk, I will chat about our animals and how that all came about. So we've always had dogs, cats. However, Joey and Addison are allergic to cats. They were fine with our one cat, didn't have any problems. Then she unfortunately met a coyote when we were living on the farm. And then we got another one and they started having issues with that new cat. And then it turns out they're allergic to cats. And I don't know, they were just used to, the cat's name was Peanut Butter. They were used to peanut butter and were fine with her. And then if they had other cats, they would have issues. Not like anaphylactics or anything. They're stuffy nose, itchy eyes. One of them, I can't think of which one, will get hives, but nothing too bad. So we don't have cats anymore. That, and we live in a tiny house. We had cats on the farm to take care of mice, but nothing anymore. Running across the street now because there's a light rail coming. So then how the farm animals came about. Well, I guess let's start with Gaby. So Gaby is she is a Walker. She's technically, it's called a Trini Walker Coonhound. So she's a Walker Coonhound. And we got her from a lady when she was 7 weeks old who was like abusing her, kind of, not really. She didn't know. I don't know if she didn't know. So I met this, we were living in North Carolina. My cousin said she knew somebody who was getting rid of a puppy. Said it in front of the girls who were little. I said, fine, we'll go and see said dog. There's a light rail that almost hit me. Not really, but it's moving. So we went and saw the puppy. Well, the lady was like, well, I just can't, I don't have time for her. I work a lot, you know, and then the dog goes to the bathroom all the time in the house. And I'm like, okay. And then she's like, so what I'm doing to correct that negative behavior is she had a pair of scissors that she wrapped in, oh man, the sun's gonna wipe. We'll go lower for a minute. She had scissors that she wrapped terry cloth around the sharp pot, take them to the dog's back of the dog's neck, squeeze it and twist when the dog went to the bathroom in the house. Well, when I saw this, like any normal person, I got mad. Held my cool because the girls were with me, but nonetheless, it pissed me off. So I took the dog and I was like, well, how often is the puppy having accidents? Because I'm like, well, maybe she has like separation anxiety. Maybe she has, you know, all sorts of issues that the dog could have. And lady was like, oh, well, no, it's when I go to work. And I'm gone for 12 hours. The puppy has an accident. And I'm like, well, no wonder the puppy has an accident. You were leaving it in the house for 12 hours. So then we got Gaby. Well, then she had issues with being in the car. And we were eventually going to move back to Colorado. So we had to have her okay in the car. So Joey forgot her new glasses at the house. So we were taking Gaby to in the car to pick her up. Well, she knocked Kennedy out of the car, who was 3 at the time, and took off running. Well, Adam took off after her. I followed in the car, and one thing led to another, and Gaby got hit by a car, not my car. Another lady was speeding in the school zone. That's why she only has 3 legs. She also has scar tissue on the back of her other leg, but she's 11, little over 11, and it happened when she was 7 months old. So she was born March 13th, and the accident happened December 13th. So there was that. So then we moved back to Colorado, took Gaby with us. We had another dog who we just had recently put down like a little over a year ago, and she was a black and tan coonhound that was found on the side of the road. That was allergic to everything. So like we've always had special needs animals, or more difficult animals, I guess you should say. And then we were living in a town in the city kind of by a creek, and we were riding bikes one day. Living by a creek and riding bikes, and all of a sudden I came across a chicken, and I was like, is that a chicken? Like, what the heck is that? What's going on? And sorry, not quite sure why the elevator wasn't working. So we stopped, and one of the chickens was in rough shape. So it took Joey and I like 3 hours to catch the 2 hens. We couldn't get the rooster. Somebody just dumped them. And it was like next to an industrial plant. Like, it was just a bad situation. Well, that's how chickens came about. The chicken that was really injured was partially skinned alive, and then she didn't make it. So we had the other one. So here I have this one chicken, never had chickens before, needed to get a couple more chickens, and somebody just happened to call me saying, hey, we know somebody who needs to get rid of these chickens. That's how it all started. Adam says it all went downhill from there. Kiddingly. And then so we had the girls, and we moved to the farm. And we had, the farm had 10 acres. And over the course of the time we had llamas, dairy goats, meat goats, sheep, feeder pigs, potbelly pigs, rabbits, turkey, geese, chickens, and I think that's it. That was outside. And then we had dogs, and then what we have now. So then my landlord sold the property because it got rezoned, and we had to move. And it just so happened the place we were living at before this, I know the guy, and he let us move where we're at. In the city limits, you can have 8 hens and 2 dwarf goats. So not full-size ones, the little guys. And so we have the chickens. We have the 2 goats. So we have 9 chickens, 2 goats. The goats are La Mancha pygmies. So they're little guys. They're a large breed dairy goat mixed with a little dairy goat. And then the chickens, we have 9, like I said before. You can't have any roosters. You can have up to, it's 8 chickens or 8 ducks. No drakes, no roosters, so no males. I'm not a duck fan. We've had ducks before. I guess I forgot to say that, and I didn't care that much for them. And so then right before we moved, we had to obviously sell almost everybody. I have, let me think. When, I'm like, where am I at in my story? When we were moving back to the city, you have to have a permit for the chickens and the goats. So I have that. And then I have a special permit for the pigs, because the pigs have special needs, and I was awarded the permit. I had to do a bunch of paperwork. They had to come out and inspect all that stuff. And so that's how I can have the pigs in the city. Before we left, when we sold everybody out, everybody was relatively easy to find new homes. Like, you can find new homes for livestock pretty easy. You can get people to get it. Our philosophy is yes, they're my pets. Loved all of them. I know all of them name. I know everyone's birth date, all of that. However, when you purchase the animal from me, it is now your animal, what you want to do with that animal. And so I can't tell you how to raise your animal when it's no longer my property. I get that question asked a lot. How do I feel about it? You know, I'm sad when they leave. I like to pretend everybody's happy and living a great life. I don't know. Some people keep in touch with me, some don't. And then the best story about somebody getting rid of coming and picking up the animal was, we had a male, so a buck goat. He was an American Alpine. He probably weighed, let me think, 200, at least 150, 200 pounds. He's a big guy, huge goat. Like, they're the biggest of the goat's breeds. He had full-size horns, and the guy bought him for his daughter. Came and picked him up. His name was Eugene. Eugene thought he was a baby, so when we had other bottle babies, Eugene would cry. He'd be like, "Bah." And they're like, what's wrong with him? And I'm like, he just wants a bottle like the babies, but he was just a big baby. He was a lover, not a fighter. The guy put him in the back of his Toyota Corolla and had to drive an hour and a half away from us. I wanted to follow him just to see what his car looked like after he got out of the car, because Eugene wouldn't do anything bad, but if he turned his head, he could scratch this roof, he could mess up the seat. Goats go to the bathroom when and however they want. And so, oh man, I wanted to be, you know, the fly in that car to see where what it looked like. That was pretty good. And then I keep telling you guys, I'll tell you about the turtles. Oh, the turtles. So Addison has the 2 turtles that you guys saw. I'm trying to get to where you guys can, woo, dropped you. I guess we'll sit like this. There you go, that's a little better. We were driving home from Adam's dad's house in the city. I think we were in the city of Thornton or Northglenn. I think it was Thornton, because we were right near Thornton High School. If you're familiar with that area, you know where I'm talking about. And there's a guy in the corner, and he has like a stand and a tent, and we're driving by, and Adam goes, did that guy say turtles? Did it say turtle? And I'm like, no, it didn't say turtles. And then I'm like, well, now I want to know. So we drove by. This guy was selling turtles on the side of the road. Newly hatched turtles, which I later on learned you can't really purchase in the state of Colorado or the United States. They were police driving by. Nobody said anything, nothing. So Addison got her 2 turtles on the side of the road under a guy's tent, and he had like 10 of them. And it was the best thing ever. And I wanted to name them like Washington, and because we were on Washington Street, and I can't remember what the other street was, but and I was vetoed. So it's Disney. As you can tell, a theme with everyone's animals, they are either Disney, Harry Potter, or food is usually the theme of our animals, and they always have been. So that is the story of how we got into the animal business. I like let me see if I can get you guys to sit on my thingy as I leave the parking garage. I love animals. Adam tolerates animals, and he tolerates me. I like the disabled animals. We had a deaf boxer before. He was great. We had to unfortunately put him down because he got a brain tumor. We've had a 3-legged hamster. We had a cat with no ears. I always seem to get those type of animals, and I love them, and they're all mine, and they make me happy. Leave in the comments down below. Let me know what your favorite, your weirdest received an animal or animal left your house down below. And we'll talk to you next time. Bye.